Are we all?
I can kind of see Waleed. He's right there.
Okay. You guys are both wearing black. You disappeared. You all lead doing something. Oh, I see where we are.
Is it because it's flipped?
No, it's because I'm blind.
Here's that. And we're live. Hi, everyone. This is Lacey from Drink and Creep. I'm here with the band tonight, Switch to Fakie. And welcome. Thank you for joining. And then we're just going to dive right into it. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and go ahead and explain how you guys came about.
Well, my name is Tom. These are my friends, but I play guitar.
I'm Ryan. I play bass and do most of the singing.
I'm Waleed. I play lead guitar and I do some of the singing.
I'm Lola and I play drums.
And we came to be because we were making this really cool movie called The After Dark, which you guys can watch on Tubi right now. And we built a punk rock club, and we had a bunch of punk rock bands. And it was kind of a joke at first. I was like, I'm going to start my own punk rock band called Switch to Fakie. And then we put it on the flyer in the movies. And then we met Ryan, was an extra in that movie. And then we were like, yeah, it was like a week later. And we were like, let's just start this band. And that's kind of been it. It's been a roller coaster, but it's a lot of fun.
Since you mentioned the After Dark movie, that was actually my next question. Being featured in a movie, was it difficult or was it kind of similar to doing a live show?
So we're not actually in the movie, and the band didn't actually exist until about 2 months after the movie. Waleed's band, Chainsaw Fight, his other band, plays on stage in the movie. So Waleed, you take that question.
It was, I don't know, it was cool. You just play the song, you play along to it, and you just basically just rock out a bunch of times while they shoot the movie.
And we did use playback so we could, get certain moments of the song hit how we wanted to, and it would line up with the sound. And then Switch to Fakie came about, like I said, like 2 months after the film wrapped, but Ryan wrote a theme song for it. So we recorded a music video for the theme song and put the theme song in the movie, as well as music video on the special features and all over the internet. And it really it helped launch the movie, but also kind of helped launch this band into
Absolutely.
We're sharing screen space with Lars Fredriksson from Rancid. Like it was pretty
Awesome.
cool because it's like this punk rock movie that then we built this punk rock band to advertise the punk rock movie, but the movie advertised the band. So it was pretty cool.
It's pretty neat that it kind of helped each other out in both aspects.
Yeah, it was like I told everybody at that whole time period was really like I was living my 14-year-old life dreams,
That's awesome. And we have some people in here. Lucille, hello. Monique and Dominic and Chris, hello.
Hey.
And then we have another one that I don't know the name, but I'm just going to rattle off the handle. God entered the body of Bob Hickman as a fire body. That's their screen. Oh. That was a lot to say. All right. So when you guys write your songs, is it more of a group effort or is it a solo person?
It's group effort.
Yeah, I would say that as far as lyrics go, I write probably 30% and Tom writes probably 70%. But as far as the music goes, it's absolutely group effort. Like everybody comes up with their own parts or their own ideas, and then we just kind of jam until something makes sense, and we go from there.
I look at the band as a real nostalgia thing. Like it really resonates in the 90s when I still am into the 90s. Like I never graduated from the 90s. So I usually try to tell stories that are semi-realistic from the 90s. And then Waleed is a great person to put guitar to it. Like he gets what I'm saying, he puts the music to it, and then Ryan and his bass fill everything in. And Lola, I don't think anybody ever tells her what to do. She just does what she wants.
Yeah.
And with your band name, Switch to Fakie, do a lot of people recognize the skateboarding reference or no?
I hope so. I don't know. You know, a lot of our songs are about skating, you know, or being a kid, and I hope that they do realize, but if they don't, that's okay too. Originally, too, I kind of had this idea that the switch to Fakie was almost like we were gonna have a little bit more of a joke element to our band, where we pretend we used to be famous in the '90s and we've come back, and it was kind of a switch to Fakie lifestyle move. But when I found out that we were actually compatible and we could play together, because I had not played music in almost 20 years, and my wife has never played drums before, so we didn't know this was going to work. But with these guys who are both stellar musicians, we picked it up so quick, and this snowball grew faster than I had imagined. So we didn't need to make a joke band or a gimmick to really sell it. We just ended up kind of sounding like our influences.
So it flowed basically pretty organically between you guys. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then with Lola, how was that picking up the drums? Was it pretty quick learn, or did it take a little bit?
I think it was pretty quick, actually. I mean, like, the first day was rough, but then, like, I picked it up pretty quick, so.
Honestly, I joined and didn't know anybody in the band, so I didn't know anybody's, like, musical experience or anything else. And if you told me, like, that Lola had never played before by, like, the third practice, I would have called you a liar. Like, she's fantastic. Picked it up super quick.
That's
And
awesome.
not having played in so long, like, everybody picked it up real quick.
And Lola plays the piano really well, and somehow that, I think, translates to just, she's got a good ear for it, you know.
You wear many hats, a jack of all trades. That's pretty cool. All right, going into the next one. I noticed that in your song "To the Wheels Fall Off," you have it featured with Dwayne Peters. How was it collaborating with him?
Well, being a band that's obsessed with skateboarding, you know, and all of us in our own right have some tie to skateboarding, but myself in particular, the whole Dogtown days and into the Bones Brigade, Pal Peralta. Like when I was a kid, I loved those magazines, Thrasher and Transworld and all that. Dwayne Peters was kind of my hero because he was such a bad boy of skateboarding. I mean, he was kind of like such a punk ass rebel. It was scary. You know, he was known for like robbing people and spitting on Tony Hawk. And although I'd never spit on Tony Hawk and I love Tony Hawk, there was just something so, you know, Sid Vicious about Dwayne Peters back in the day. And of course, I'm a huge fan of U.S. Bombs, and I think these guys are too. The Hellcat stuff, all of that was great. But Dwayne had fallen on some slightly hard times, I think. He was selling a bunch of stuff online, like old skateboards and memorabilia. And I wanted so badly to buy one of his decks, but I don't need it. What we needed was to make a cool music video. So what he was offering for one of the decks, I just sent him a private message and said, "Hey man, would you be into helping us out with our first music video? And I'll give you the money you were offering. You can still sell that skateboard to someone else. I'll pay for the part." And he was so, "Yeah, I'm into it, bro. PayPal me." So I sent him the money, and I told these guys about it. And I was like, "Well, we might get robbed. Like he might have just took our money, but I don't know." And then by the end of the weekend, he sent us back way more than I had ever expected. I just asked him to do like a couple choruses for us, just like lip sync them and look in the camera and look tough, and you know, and he ended up making a whole video to the entire song on his own. And we only used clips of it in our video because we had already filmed our portion. We were actually, all the Dwayne Peters stuff was going to be another skater friend of ours, Matt Osborne, who's our age. Excuse me. But the idea of having Dwayne or Matt or anybody at that point was that, like, Till the Wheels Fall Off is about you never grow out of being a skater. We did this shit in high school, and it was like everything that I lived my life for. And then now at 43, I might not skate every day, but the mentality is in me, and it will never go away. And that's kind of how I feel about the Wheels Fall Off. So having an aged older skater kind of hitting that home for us, and let alone somebody who was famous in the skate industry, famous in the punk rock world, it was just cool. It's just like like I said, this band came together real quick, and it kind of blew up like a little snowball. And now I feel like we're like a legit thing, and all these little items, you know, the movies and Dwayne Peters and some of these other little things just helped us solidify it rather than it just being like a fun hobby on the weekends.
That's badass. It goes to my next one. With the amount of momentum that you're getting, where do you see yourself or hope to see your guys' self in the next 2 years?
Jeez. Warped Tour? Can we get
It's
on
coming
Warped?
back. Warped Tour is coming back.
Can we get on
I
Warped?
know. I seen that the other day. That was awesome. I can't wait.
I would love to go on Warped Tour. My goal since we started the band is to open for somebody like Social Distortion or Pennywise or one of my favorites, you know. And I'm not speaking for everybody. I don't know what each individual goal was, but my goal was I want to be a part of the party, man. I want to be a part of, and these 40-year-olds that are all now,
That's my life.
the 40-year-olds that are all now celebrating what we enjoyed as kids. Now that I feel like there's a lot of mid-age punkers out there finding it again or revisiting these times. Our shows show it. I mean, we play out in Vegas, and it's a whole crowded room of like 30 plus.
And there's, I mean, everybody too always comes up to us at the shows and they're like, oh, you know, we dig your music because no one's putting out new music like that. The only things that we see that are, you know, that 90s punk thing are bands from the 90s that are still playing their same songs. So we kind of, back to the Wheels Fall Off, we kind of lean heavy into that.
We'll do it till we die.
Yeah.
Lola's sister made the funniest comment. She showed her the Wheels Fall Off video, and her sister goes, "So this is a parody or something?" And she goes, "A parody of what?" And she's like, "Well, like the 90s, right?" Like, but it's not. It's just that's our flavor, you know.
Well, you mentioned something that actually would be cool to have all of you guys answer. He answered where he wanted to see the band in 2 years. How about the rest of you? Where would you like to see the band evolve over the next 2 years?
I honestly just like playing. I just love playing for anyone, anywhere, on any stage. It's something I did a lot as a kid. I really enjoy doing it now. But, you know, being in Vegas, when we were young, is a huge festival here. Warped Tour is coming back. We know some people that are kind of higher up in the punk rock scene. I would totally be down for opening for any and everyone.
That's bad.
I've been consistently in bands since I was like 4. I just want to continue doing that. And we'll play like Warped Tour, like go tour anywhere. I mean, invite us out. We'll go play, you know, play your hometown.
Yeah. Block parties. We're gonna do a tour.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do a block party world tour where we get block parties in every town.
Just bring like 3 barbecues.
Just like every cul-de-sac in America, we're hitting it.
Switch to Fakie block party tour.
Yeah, and bring like set up a half pipe with it, barbecue, and some jams.
Yeah.
That'd fucking be awesome. And Lola, how about you? Where do you want to see the band in 2 years?
Yeah, I'm just along for the ride. I let Tom be the visionary.
That works. All right, and then for each one of you guys, can you name one song that has stood the test of time for you, and why?
Journey to the End of East Bay by Rancid.
Good one. It's impossible to pick a song because it depends on my mood. but I will probably also pick a Rancid song. Really, Maxwell Murder. It's short, it's aggressive, it's to the point, and it's just so damn fun. Even though and I've listened to it for 20 years, and it's still good every time I put it on.
Can we just say that the Out Comes the Wolves album?
Yeah, just the whole album. that
album.
covers all of this, I think.
Yeah.
Covers everything.
So it's pretty unanimous for you guys. That works. It's a solid choice too. That's good. And then we have some people that joined in. We have Delphina, we have Christopher, and then I'm going to read some of the comments if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Christopher said he could never master skating himself, but many of his friends did and still do. Monique said,
You don't have to master skateboarding. It's a lifestyle. That's the problem I have with modern skating, with the Olympics, with the street league or whatever the bullshit is. Skateboarding is not about being a master of anything. It's about being a rebel, and that's making your own rules and setting your own goals. And that's how I kind of still live.
Honestly, it's just fun too. Like I skate pretty regularly, and you don't even have to. I mean, you can do tricks. That's fun and it's fine, but just cruising, and just being free. It's like having a motorcycle or an ATV or anything else. Just having that freedom to just go and do your own thing. It's rad.
makes sense. I used to when I was a teenager, but now like 40 is like right around the corner. I'm a little hesitant because I can't afford to break any more bones.
I broke last year in the minivan.
I tore my ACL on a big half pipe last year. So.
Oh man. All right, and then Monique said the closest she's come to skateboarding is the Tony Hawk game, and she did a little laugh emoji with it, which you know.
That's Lola's career in skateboarding.
And then Delphina put Delphina is actually my middle sister. She joined on the live. She said that me and her would skateboard, and then we would usually take turns who would eat the most shit for the night on how many times we'd fall off. Chris replied back saying the same thing, that he hit himself too many times. And then we have a different question, which we can actually do some Q&A if you want, because there's some that's coming in, if you're okay with that. And then we'll go back to some more other questions. Is that cool? All right. So
absolutely. All questions. No. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, these ones are probably going to be mixed, like I mentioned before. But they asked, Dominic asked, what's your guys' favorite horror movie?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, which one? The original?
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
Or Monster Squad. I like Monster Squad.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Now, what genre are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I'll just pick one, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Nightmare on Elm Street? Solid
3.
choice.
Part 3.
Dream Warriors? Excellent.
Yep.
Lola, you?
Please don't ask me favorite questions. I have no favorites. Teddy told me to, yes.
Teddy told me to.
There we go. There we go. All right. And then, let's see. So the best memories. Well, actually, I should probably announce because I kind of dove into it. But for anyone else that wants to ask them questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'll read it off to them. I'll give you guys a few minutes to put them in there. In the meantime, Lucille said that she missed the 90s and early 2000s skater style. The BAM era, she thinks, during Jackass, CKY, and all that cool stuff.
She will love Switch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. That's our vibe.
And then Chris said also that some of the best memories of his life were the early 2000s with the skate and punk rock communities.
That was a good time. It was a good time.
And then we have Chris asking the best punk show you saw back in the day.
Man, I mean, it's kind of some punk ska, but the best show that I ever saw was Real Big Fish and Goldfinger and St. Paris at State College, Pennsylvania. It was part of the experience. I had run away from home and stuff. It was it was really cool.
Yeah, it's got to be Suicide Machine.
Oh, God.
I mean, if we're talking punk ska, or just in general, Suicide Machines in the late 90s. Fantastic show. Like, just so good.
For the fun. Distant Fish at the 100 and the roof collapsed, and then they were like, fuck it, let's go out to the desert. Who has a generator? That was pretty cool.
Well,
We're all
Alpine
sick.
Trio show. Lola loves Alpine Trio. She saw him too many times to count.
All right, and then Monique has, what's your guys' favorite skate shoe?
Oh, the Eric Costin, 1998 Costin.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I would never skate them now, ever, but I love how iconically ugly the Osiris D3 is.
Oh yeah, the D3 is classic.
Dude, I own so many D3s and they brought them back, and I can't bring myself to buy a new pair, but they're iconic. Hell, I still love them.
I don't know. I skated a fishtail and docked.
All right, so next one is from.
Socks.
Oh, what was that?
My favorite skate flop.
Dominic asked, what do you love most about performing live?
I just like to see the crowds actually dig what we're doing, especially early, because we're playing to a couple friends, but the people that had never heard us before, and then to see them like actually get into it, and for me it was like, holy shit, this is working. This is working, and I'm sure it's different for some of these guys that have played in bands before, but like I was so impressed that what we created in this little room is translating to a crowd of people in Las Vegas. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's something like sort of magic about seeing somebody at one of your shows that maybe you didn't know, and then seeing them again at your next show, and they're singing some of the words because they dug it so much that it earwormed itself into their head.
And buying you drink, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I don't even know this guy.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's definitely like the connection. Like, if the crowd's digging it, then you're rocking more, and if you're rocking more, the crowd's digging it more. It's like this weird like meld that happens. That's like really hard to explain, except for this with hand gestures.
And also knowing that, like, I get like it's a Thursday night, but we're still getting people showing up. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty neat. And it's awesome, like the way the crowd would feel, like how they feel watching you guys is pretty much the same dynamic how you feel performing for them and watching them.
Right. And it's how I felt about bands in the past. Like when you accidentally hear that band that's opening for your friend's band, but that band hits something for you and you become a fan of them, I feel like we're cultivating that. Like if we can gain 2 to 5 fans every show, our army's just growing. And we had to take some time off the last couple months, just busy with work and some health issues. But we're back in full force right now, and it'll be interesting to see everybody show back up.
I muted myself, sorry. Another question we have is from Lad TV that says, who did you use on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Oh, as a player?
Yeah.
I'm not much of a video game guy, but I would grab Rodney Mullen because he's like one of my favorite skaters in the world.
Yeah, Roddy Mullen.
I was always Korean Cam. The ghetto bird is the sickest trick on the planet, so I was always Korean.
Anything for you, Lola?
I don't remember. I played it. Oh, I don't know who it was.
All right, and then we're going to go ahead, and Lucille said that her brother always rocked the Americas, and she did too, even though she couldn't skate worth a shit.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And then if you want, we'll leave it open for them to do a couple more questions. Do you mind if they ask some horror stuff? Or all right, if you guys heard it, you guys have any questions, go ahead and fire them away. Grab this. Okay, Delphina asks, she wants to know which drummer inspires Lola.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm real uneducated on a lot of things. Nobody really. I'm just learning here, and maybe I'll have an answer to that.
When she first started, I made her a playlist or a YouTube list of Josh Freese and from the Vandals and a couple other drummers. I set her up because she's always liked bands like Face to Face and Alkaline Trio, but she never obsessed about it like us, you know.
Leave it open for a few to see if they have any. I know some of them do, because some of you guys that are watching, I know you guys asked me personally if you can ask questions. Go for it.
So I got a question for you. What's your favorite horror movie?
What's my favorite horror movie?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I mean, should I do a shameless plug or should I be honest?
Be honest and
Okay. I do like that movie, but my favorite horror movie, I would have to say, I like the Hellraiser franchise.
Oh, okay.
I'm really big on that. And then if I want to go way back, I would say Haxan from the 1920s.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's one of those. But if I'm going fast forward, obviously, and this isn't just like a brown nosing kind of thing or anything like that, I do like your movies.
Oh, thank you.
Teddy told me to, The After Dark, and Slaughterhouse on the Hill, right? Sometimes I get the name.
That
Yeah.
that is correct. Those were all super fun, goofy movies that we made. We're about to make a movie in a week called Bloody Bluff that I'm very excited. Or we start on the 29th, so 2 weeks.
And then we got one. Christopher asked if there's any leftover crack fans.
Oh, leftover crack? Yeah. Actually, Lola likes leftover crack.
I love that.
Aha, we got an answer out of it.
Where do you find their movies? You can you can find your movies on Tubi, right?
Yeah, they're all on
Yeah.
Tubi, or you can go to Tubi.com.
And then I believe, if I've seen that correctly, you just released the Blu-ray for the After Dark.
Yeah, and it's filled with special pictures and all that. All the Blu-rays are available on plan10pictures.com.
And then, let me see. Then Monique asked, what was your guys' for each of you guys? Which one was your first concert that you went to ever?
Collective Soul, 1994.
Dave Matthews Band, 1995.
That's
Ninja Turtles coming out of the shell tour.
Oh, that's so good.
that's awesome.
I went to the Further Festival. It was like one of the first Deadhead gatherings
Yeah.
after Jared Garcia.
That's pretty cool. All right. And then Dominic asked, what instrument do you think Michael Myers would play in a band?
I don't think he would play an instrument.
You play the shaker.
Yeah.
And then we have Tanya that came in that mentioned that Teddy told me to is the bomb.
Yes.
And then Lad TV asked favorite punk struggle meal and beer.
Punk struggle meal?
Ramen.
I mean, ramen. I think that's the only one, right? Ramen and peanut butter and jelly. Actually, I would say ramen and peanut butter and jelly is like my favorite meal to not struggle. Like,
Yeah, that's just like, it's just good.
yeah. But, and I don't drink beer. So root beer. I'd say root beer.
Yeah, no, I don't drink either, but yeah.
When I did drink, probably Mickey's.
Mm.
No,
Okay.
wrong.
See if I left. And her go-to? What's her the meal?
She likes the ramen and what else?
The peanut butter.
And peanut butter and jelly. And for our relationship, she's been a Pabst Blue Ribbon girl.
That works. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap up the viewer questions, and then my last question for the band before we go into horror trivia is plans for upcoming live shows. Like, where can any of us catch you guys playing live here throughout the rest of the year?
We're playing at the Punk Rock Museum on October 24th.
Okay.
Is that a
I think it's a Thursday night. We just confirmed that. We'll post something on our Instagram as soon as we have a flyer ready for it.
And we plan on recording an album throughout October. So hopefully we'll have new music for everybody.
Okay. And then outside of that, let me see. We need to take a track? Yeah, we'll probably be visiting Vegas again soon. we're going to jump into the horror trivia. Now, you guys are game to play along with the viewers?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Usually what I do is the winner, I send out a little spooky swag bag with just little spooky things in them. I'll read off the question. I'll give everyone a few minutes to answer, and then I'll just let whoever did it first that they won. All right?
So, supposed to shout out answers or hold our answers?
I would do the hand. Yeah, I would just raise the hand.
Okay.
And then we'll go. All right. So the first question is, what is the name of the hotel in The Shining? Now give them a couple minutes because there is a couple seconds because there is a delay in the chat. All right. Which one raised their hand first between Ryan and?
I think we all know it.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah.
I think
Wally loves The Shining.
Yeah, it's the Overlook.
All right. What's the answer?
The Overlook?
Yes. You're right. Chris, you're right. Monique, you're wrong. Chris, how are you going to do two answers that are contradictory to themselves? We're going to go with your first one. All right. So next question. Who directed the 1979 science fiction horror film Alien? I'm giving him a couple seconds. I'm giving him a couple seconds to Google.
Peters.
honor system.
All right. Tom, I seen you threw your hand up first.
Ridley Scott.
Yes. And Chris, yes, you're right. Dominique, it's not going close. All right. Number 3. What is the name of the demon that possesses Reagan in the movie The Exorcist? I'll give him.
I'm not ready to play this game though.
Yeah.
Same here.
I'm actually excited that you guys played because I didn't know. Like, some people are game for it, some people aren't. But you raised your hand. What is it, Tom?
Suzu
Yes.
or Captain Henry.
All right. So number 4, the name the, and I expect you to get this right away, Tom. By the way, I'm just saying, I'm almost positive you're going to nail it right at the bat. Name the actor who has played in 4 Friday the 13th movies. Let's see some of the answers. Yes. Zuzu, Fupa, it doesn't even, Captain Howdy, Crunchwrap, Heather. All right. I seen you guys like unanimously raised your hand.
Kane Otter.
Yes. All right. So the last one. What is the first movie to show a killer's POV?
The first movie to show was POV. The phone.
All right. It looks like it's a tie between the first hand raise and then someone in the comments. So they said, what is your guys' guess? Because I could see theirs.
I would have said Black Christmas.
I said
I
Dimension 13.
I thought it was the original Black Christmas as well.
No, actually, it's Peeping Tom.
Oh.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's the first original point of view from a killer's perspective.
Yeah.
But
Did anybody
You
get
guys-
that?
you guys won the majority of them. So afterwards, like when we're done with the live, just get your PO information and send you out a little spooky thing.
Did anybody get that Peeping Tom one right in the comments?
Yes, Monique did.
Yeah.
They Googled it.
And then after she did it, that's when everyone else started coming in with Peeping Tom.
Yeah, they
She
all.
was the first one showed there.
Right.
Well, that's kind of the end of it. But is there anything you guys would like to plug or add or anything like that?
I mean, really just share what we're doing with people, and I love to see comments and stuff. We all look at the Instagram and love to see the comments, and I can't wait to get the new music out that's getting recorded right now. And then I'm
Vegas to our shows.
Yeah, definitely.
super stoked about this band. It's like the most cathartic thing that Lola and I have done in years. It really is fun.
Well, and if you are a low budget or indie filmmaker and you need music for your movie, we've done music for 4 films now, and we like doing
If you're
it.
a big budget film,
Well, yeah, that too. That too. My bad.
Yeah, and really,
any budget filmmaker.
filmmaker, we'd love to share our music with movies and get them in there because I think it's super fun.
And there's something kind of magical about having a theme song or a specially catered song for a film that goes with the film. We've done that for every movie that we've been part of. We just write something specific for that movie in its own kind of genre, and even if it's not our genre, throw it in there. So,
Yeah.
It's fun. It just gives a special feeling to the movie. So.
I'm reading some of the comments as it goes along. There's one particular person here that actually does like horror screenwriting, and he heard what you said, and he said he'll keep that in mind for his upcoming film. Another person mentioned that I need a theme song. But yeah, and everything, like, I think that the whole thing's cool, and I want to say thank you guys for coming on and taking the time to be with me today and be on the podcast. And
Also, if anybody listening book shows or knows, we are willing to travel. Like, I'd love to come to Phoenix and play some shows. Yeah.
Would you guys be willing to go to Phoenix?
Heck yeah.
Scottsdale area. All right. I'll talk about that after the live then, if you guys are cool for that for a second. But everything else, thank you guys for watching. You guys don't go anywhere, and you guys, I will be posting another live stream next week. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys for coming on, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right. Thanks for having us.